Hello learners, hope everyone is doing well. So in this question, the following pseudocode is executed using the station Weiss cards of the train dataset. At the end of execution, STN captures the following information. For a station X and a day of the week A, station X of A, which means the station X on the day A, it stores the number of trains running through X on the day A. Choose the correct code fragment to complete the pseudocode. And here you're given a note. Assume that for each station, the train list is given in a single card. Okay, let's get into the code now. So in this code, you can see that STN is initialized to an empty dictionary. And while pile 1 has more cards, you read the top card X in pile 1. And then you see here that there is a helper function. So here it is STN of X dot station name is equal to get info STN of X. And you move the card to pile 2. Now let's find out what this function does. Here you take a dictionary and a card as a parameter, and then now you have to fill the code and it returns a dictionary. So the idea here is that you want to find out the number of trains that has passed through the station on a particular day. So let's see the options. The options here are option A, where you initialize an empty dictionary first, and then for each A in X.train list, now this A, as you can see, is going through this train list, is an iterator, and then for B in A.days. So A.days means it is basically going through each day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on and so forth. And then for each B, we just take D of B is equal to 1. So this is okay for the first loop in the iteration where we see each day once, but then if there is a second train passing through, then it will still initialize that particular the number of trains in that particular day to 1. So this is useless to us. In the second option, we see that this D is already initialized with each day of the week, which is set to 0. And then we again go through the same for each loop, for each A in X.trains, for each B in A.days. And then again we have the same problem where we are just initializing it to 1 and then leaving it there. And then even in the second iteration of the same day, you get 1 as the answer. So this is also not of use to us. Now the third option seems a bit more interesting. We see that D is an empty dictionary, and then for each A in X.train list, and then for each B in A.days, you see that D of B is equal to D of B plus 1. So this is something we need. We need to update the days, or the number of trains on each day every time we see it. But now we encounter another problem. We see here that in the first loop, maybe let's say if Monday was the day, so that key is not there in this dictionary. So what's it going to update? It cannot update a key that is not already present. You have to initialize the key first. So we see that this option is also no good. And now in the final option, we see that here already a dictionary is given where all the days are initialized to 0. And then we go through the same loop for each A in X.train list and for each B in A.days. We increment the number of trains by 1 every time we go through the loop. Now this is the option that is correct, because say in the first iteration we got Monday, which was 0, and then we saw a train that moves through Monday, so we increment it by 1, and then if it's Tuesday and we saw another train, and then we increment it by 1, and you go through the same loop, and then you can increment it how many times you want. Now there's no restriction here. So In this question, the correct answer is option number D, which is this block of code. Thank you, learners.